My wife shoved my hand away in bed and hissingly said, "Don't touch me. I have self-respect." Her eyes were cold, unrecognizable. I sat silently, and what happened next turned our entire night into a shocking revelation she never saw coming. The quiet intimacy of a shared bed can become a battleground in an instant. The day had been long, filled with the usual mundane rhythms of married life. As we settled into bed, I reached for her, a familiar gesture of comfort and connection. It was a routine, a silent affirmation of our bond. But tonight the routine shattered. Her hand shot out, batting mine away with a force that surprised me, and the words that followed were like a shard of ice that a single sentence, delivered with venom, can redefine a relationship. "Don't touch me," she hissed, her voice low and dangerous. "I have self-respect." The words hung in the air, heavy and suffocating. I recoiled, not just from the physical rejection, but from the sheer venom in her tone. This wasn't the playful push and pull of a long-term relationship. This was a wall, erected with hostility. The eyes, usually a window to the soul, can become a mirror of a stranger. I looked at her, searching for the woman I married, the warmth, the affection, the shared history. But her eyes were cold, hard, utterly unrecognizable. They held a disdain I had never seen directed at me, a chilling detachment that made my blood run cold. It was as if a stranger had taken her place, a stranger who despised my very touch. Silence can be a weapon, a shield, or a prelude to something far more profound. I sat up, pulling away from her, the space between us suddenly vast and unbridgeable. My mind raced, trying to comprehend the sudden shift, the raw hostility. I wanted to demand an explanation, to fight back, but the words caught in my throat. A strange calm settled over me. A quiet resolve to understand, to peel back the layers of this shocking transformation. The air crackled with unspoken accusations, a tension that was almost physical. She turned away from me, pulling the covers tighter around her, her back a rigid line of rejection. The silence in the room was deafening, punctuated only by the frantic beating of my own heart. I could feel the unspoken accusations hanging in the air, the weight of her contempt pressing down on me that a small, almost imperceptible detail can unlock a hidden truth. As I sat there, trying to process the emotional whiplash, my gaze fell upon her nightstand. Something was different. A small, ornate box, usually tucked away in her drawer, was now sitting prominently, slightly ajar. My eyes narrowed. It was the box where she kept her most cherished, private possessions. The line between privacy and suspicion blurs when trust is shattered. A voice in my head screamed at me to respect her privacy, to ignore the nagging suspicion. But the coldness in her eyes, the venom in her words, had already shattered any pretense of trust. My hand, almost involuntarily, reached out, drawn by an irresistible pull. The contents of a hidden box can reveal a life you never knew existed. I opened the box. Inside, nestled amongst old letters and trinkets, was a small, leather-bound diary. My heart pounded as I picked it up, the weight of it feeling immense. I opened it to a random page, and my eyes immediately fell upon a name I recognized, a name that belonged to a man she had always dismissed as just a colleague. The shocking revelation wasn't just about her. It was about the entire foundation of our life. The words on the page were confession, a detailed account of an affair, a secret life she had been living for months. The dates, the places, the intimate details. It was all there, laid bare in her own handwriting. The self-respect she had so venomously claimed was a shield, a projection of her own guilt, a desperate attempt to push me away before I discovered the truth. The silence that follows a truth revealed is a profound, irreversible chasm. I closed the diary, the sound a soft thud in the otherwise silent room. I didn't need to confront her. I didn't need to say a word. The shocking revelation had already happened, not to her, but to me. The coldness in her eyes, the venom in her words, the self-respect she claimed. It all made a horrifying, undeniable sense. The night had indeed turned into a shocking revelation, one she never saw coming, because the truth had found its way out, not through my anger, but through her own carefully guarded secrets.